Lights, camera, action!
It's time for me to get in costume. I'm going in the dressing room as Brian Spiros. And I come out as Big Al. Let's get this done.
We take you out on the Choptank for a murder mystery tour, and Brian Spiros meets his demise.
Plus the beauty of horseback riding. Today Jimmy Hoppa tells us what benefits your children could have in the classroom and in life just by saddling up.
And looking for some Father's Day ideas? We've got you covered, from the Big Green Egg to the Delmarva Chicken Festival to a tractor, car, and truck show where several $1,000 scholarships are up for grabs.
Delmarva Life starts right now.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Lisa Bryant.
And I'm Brian Spiros. Welcome to Delmarva Life from historic Studio D.
And we'd like to welcome our studio audience today.
A round of applause.
Yeah, so glad to see you here.
They're going to enjoy today's show. We got a lot of good stuff to talk about today.
We sure do.
Including our first story, which we cannot wait on. We got to get right into it. Let's go right to Hot Topics. We are on Peacock Watch 2012.
That's right.
It sounds ridiculous, but listen to all of this. We told you yesterday about the peacocks that have been wandering around Crisfield.
Right.
Just wandering aimlessly, these three peacocks.
A peacock and a peahen.
Two peahens, I guess,
Yeah.
which are the females. They have their own Facebook page, and we have been keeping up with them here on Delmarva Life. We went on the Facebook page today, and you can look there on top of the cart on the hood. This gentleman here named Billy,
Billy Reese,
went out to his house, and he had the male was on the hood, and the two females are on the roof of the car. And these peacocks are just all over town, basically. No one knows where they came from, but they're just there.
Yeah, we love looking at the pictures. We like going to the Facebook. We'll have more updates as they come in.
Yes, we will have a lot more updates. But Billy actually had commented, the man whose car you just saw, he had commented on the whole thing, and he said that he hit the horn and he and the start key from inside the house, and it apparently did not scare the peacocks off the car. However, let's go to the next one. I finally walked out there and pointed down, told them to get down, and they got off the car.
How about that? They listen.
Peacocks listen on command.
And
so, yeah, that's pretty cool. So we're going to keep an update on them and see where they end up.
And there's already like 200 followers on Facebook.
Yes, who like the Facebook page.
Yeah.
So if you happen to see the peacocks, take a picture of them, put it on the Facebook page, and we'll keep updating people on where they are.
All right. Hey, do you remember Alex and Shiloh?
Yes, they performed right here on the show.
Had right here. There they are. They performed for us. Well, they're part of the lineup for Summer Concert Festival in the Park, put on by the Somerset County Recreations and Parks. Concert will be held at the Long Centralized Facility in Westover, Maryland, June 16th. Through June 16th, gates open at 12 p.m. Tickets are $10. Other bands include West Davis Band, Slim Da None, and the High Rollers, who will be on Delmarva Life on Friday.
Yeah.
Also, we're going to hear from Interesting Monsters,
it's an interesting
Hot
name.
Meals, Bird Dog, and the Road Kings, and the percentage of the proceeds will benefit Somerset Challengers, and of course there's going to be lots of food and vendors on the site. They ask that you bring your own chair. So that's the 16th, this Saturday. If you want more information on that, 410-651-4980, a large time had by all, as Jimmy would say, down in Somerset County.
And bring a chair.
Yes, bring a chair. Oh, there's a nonprofit group out of Sussex County called Clothing Our Kids, and this group was officially started in January. The organization collects new and lightly used clothing for local elementary school children. And now they work directly with school nurses, counselors, crisis managers. What they do is they make sure that children who may not have access to new clothes or clothes that they can wear to school, make sure that they get some clothes, which is very nice. They finished up the school year. They started back in January, like I said. They started off the school year, or they ended the school year with, get this, 1,326 items of donated clothes.
Clothing. Wow.
Right. And those clothes
great.
were distributed to elementary schools in Sussex, Dorchester, Somerset counties. Mary Rio runs the organization out of her Millsboro home. So she's put a lot of work into this. And if you would like to donate clothes, or if you would like to donate some money to cover the overhead expenses, you can email Mary, and her email address is clothingourkids@hotmail.com.
And that's a good thing because, you know, so many people, I'm sure you have children, you have all these clothes and you don't know what to do with them. And a lot of people, and I've been guilty of this, you just throw them out, but you don't realize that there's people who could really appreciate them and it would mean the world to them. So if you have clothes like that, donate them.
That's a wonderful thing.
It certainly is. Now, speaking of clothes, we'll switch gears a little bit and we're going to talk about shopping. You've heard a lot of people talking about shopping local.
Yes.
And how important it is, especially, you know, for local economies, not just here in Delmarva, but across the country. Well, a group called Living Live So Local Delmarva is making its mark on Delmarva. The group was designed to get people to support local businesses, and they also want to create awareness among other small businesses in all Delmarva towns. And this is important because the one thing is there's so many, you know, big box stores and corporations that have moved into some of these communities, but sometimes your basic downtown businesses, you can get the best deals and find the best stuff, really.
Right, and part of this group is to actually educate people on how buying locally helps you, not just the business, but it helps you. So that's a big part of their push.
Right, because anything that's benefiting your community ultimately is helping to benefit you. So that's a good thing there. So shop local. Another thing too, we're going to talk about the Miss Delaware pageant.
Yeah.
They're changing things up a little bit this year. And listen to how they're doing this. And some people may think it's a good idea, some people may not. You at home can actually weigh in on the finalists who will be crowned. The Miss Delaware Scholarship Organization has begun public voting through PayPal. You may know where I'm going with this. People wanting to support their favorite contestant should go to the Miss Delaware website and follow the links to meet this year's contestants. Now, once you're there, you can make a donation, and every dollar donated equals roughly 1 vote. And the contestant, obviously, with the most votes, who is not already a part of the finalist group, will be given an additional opportunity for the title.
Wait a minute.
So it's basically, I guess you're buying the votes. And I don't know, people may not sit easy with that. Yes.
Yeah, because I mean, if you have, your family has money.
If you have a really rich friend and they're going to go on and, you know, drop to 10 grand on you, you're going to get a lot of votes. Yeah, I mean, let's ask the audience, clap if you think that this is a good idea, paying for the votes. And
they're afraid to because we already gave our opinion.
Wow, so you don't have to agree with us. So obviously the silence should speak volumes there.
I don't know. You got to think too, for the charities, it goes to a good cause.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but split on that. It's going to be deja vu for the people of Cambridge.
Oh yeah, they had their primary yesterday.
They had the primary yesterday. We talked to you about it on the show. People had to go and vote for who would be in the race for mayor. Well, the results are in, and they show that current mayor Victoria Jackson Stanley, pictured there on the right, will be going up against the former mayor Cleveland Rippins, and she beat him back in 2008. So now here they are 4 years later, and they're going against each other again, which really, I mean, if you think about it, how many times does that really happen in a lot of communities? Because the former mayors have just kind of moved on, they've done their thing, and now he's coming back.
Now, has he talked about why he's coming back, or is there something that he wants to accomplish?
He may have. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know he feels that the city needs to go in a good direction. And a lot of people say that the current mayor, Victoria Jackson Stanley, has done that. So it's going to be interesting to see. The general election is July 10th in Cambridge, so we'll see who the winner is.
Pretty interesting.
But I know.
All
right.
right.
Going neck and neck.
Well, you know, pit bulls have been a massive topic of discussion, especially here on Delmarva. You may recall in April, the Maryland Court of Appeals ruled the following: pit bulls as a breed are inherently dangerous. Quote, just want to say that. The owner of a pit bull or a crossbred pit that attacks is strictly liable for damages, as is any landlord who rents to a pit bull owner.
Wow. Well,
Eastern Shore Senator E.J. Pipkin says he plans to, he wants to step in, saying he's going to introduce a bill this summer negating that court's decision.
Yes.
He says it forced pit bull owners to give up their pets. So
Which
interesting.
basically, because there's such a liability clearly of having one, that if something happens, you're liable. Pit bulls obviously get a bad rap, and a lot of them are, can be dangerous. But you just feel bad because if someone does have a pit bull as a pet, who they've had for years, and it's a good-natured one, exactly, and then you have to give it up, that has to be difficult. I mean, I can't imagine giving my dog up.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have a pit bull, but still, if you get attached to an animal. And what this has done too is it's put a lot of strain on the humane societies, because a lot of them have so many pit bulls, and they're not able to adopt them now.
Right. In Wycomico County, they had a pity party where they raised money to have the pit bulls spayed or neutered. So yeah, people are varying opinions.
Exactly. People definitely on both sides.
It's nature versus nurture kind of discussion going on with pit bulls.
Exactly. So we'll have to see if Senator E.J. Pipkin will be able to reverse that or not, if it stands, but we'll see what the outcome is of that.
Hey, Brian. You know that potty mouth you have?
I don't have a potty mouth.
Language
who did you hear that from?
She's
making me look bad. This is not true.
If you go to Massachusetts, you're going to have to tone it down a bit.
All right,
Otherwise, you're going to be fined.
Yes,
I know you. I'm
this
joking.
Is the truth. No,
I've never heard a profanity.
I have. I say nice things. I am a gentleman all the time. I always pretend my mother's nearby. Well, people who live in the town of Millborough, Massachusetts, clearly are fed up with the swearing that's been going on, because they basically just passed that if you swear in public, it's a civil offense, and get this, you have to pay a $20 fine.
Yeah.
So a lot of people aren't happy about that. Now, you may be wondering, well, what constitutes as a swear? They say it's up to the police officer's discretion. If you can appeal the fine, and if you appeal it and you end up having to pay it, you don't pay up, you can go to jail.
Really?
Yes.
Well, of course, we put this to Facebook to see what people thought, and there were a lot of opinions.
We did have a lot.
Lisa says, talk your trash at home if you like it, but I personally think people need to have a little more class in public.
And Stacy said, freedom of speech, no place does it say freedom of words we don't find offensive.
Interesting. And this is from Susan. Personally, I don't even use some words and won't spend much time with folks who do. So.
And then this is my favorite one from Carolyn, and she says, nah, I do it all the time. At least Carolyn was honest. We have to give her that.
All right. Hey, we want to show you, it's graduation season, and we have a video that we want to show you that we saw this morning. This guy right here, Patrick Iveson, was paralyzed 17 years ago after a car backed over him, and for the last 3 years he has been going through intensive physical therapy for 6 hours a day to help him stand, all in the hopes of doing this. Take a look. He is going to walk across the stage to pick up his high school diploma.
And he did it there with the help of his trainer and a custom walker.
And look at
as
everyone.
You said, he got a standing ovation. We were watching this earlier in the office, and we just got chills listening to that, because what an accomplishment for him.
Yeah, that is an accomplishment.
So good for him. That's great. All right, well, still to come on Delmarva Life. Believe it or not, I get caught up in a murder mystery, but don't worry, it's not for real. It was nice knowing you. That's right. How you can get in on the action yourself aboard a dinner cruise.
And next, horseback riding can be a great way to get in shape, but it's so much more than that. Jimmy visits Single Tree Stables in Seaford to fill us in on all the benefits. Delmarva Life, life at its best here on Delmarva.
Delmarva Life is brought to you by Sussex County Federal Credit Union, guiding you to your financial future, and Peninsula Regional Medical Center, honored to serve the entire Delmarva Peninsula since 1897.